They stay open until 2:30.
Yeah, I don't need
That
it.
is just like
Grow out of that. It's good for you, man. But anybody doesn't have to be anywhere because we can go for another. No, that's all right. I was just going to say we can go to about 6. So is everybody good? We're going to 6? Okay. Skylar, get me a cord over here and plug that thing in here. I don't need the charger base. I just need the power. And it goes right probably where the battery is. No, I want to discuss a couple of things real quick. We're going to mud. We got some mud left? Any here?
Yeah, it's getting a little bit firm.
That's all right. Because this is mudded and that's mudded, and there's nothing else in here that needs. Oh yeah, it's fiber mudded. Daryl, are you free by chance? Are you free? Can you mix me up 2 pails in an 5-gallon bucket, and don't make it dry. Make it kind of wet. Not soupy wet, but not because. By the time you get done, I'll be ready to use it. All right. I want to get to a.
You want fiber mixture?
Yeah, fiber mixture. Two 2-gallon buckets in a 5-gallon, and don't make it too dry. Okay, is everybody here?
Is that?
I want to say
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Yeah.
You ready, everybody? Okay. What we have here, if we could magically pretend this was a wall, right dead in the middle, okay? What we have is ground zero here, so to speak, vertically speaking, okay? And what you have is a pop out, a go over, and a pop back in. What I'm trying to say is, that panel up against the wall, we kind of talked about people taking our panels, and I've got some illustrations to show you, but I'm kidding you not, man. They put them flat up against the wall like this. They butt another one here. They put one on top. It looks like somebody plywooded a wall. Now, in truth, there are cliffs in nature. You can look down and it looks sheer. It's chopped. This piece is falling down the mountain. This is just a nice straight wall. It happens. But it doesn't look real. This doesn't look real. So on this wall right here, from the wood panel or pallet to about here, I want you to envision taking something like this as a start, half of this rock, and I want you to screw that first piece on the wall, like you saw me do on the video. I put a couple of anchors in there. In this case, we used wood screws. We did that on Skylar's fence. Reed, you were here, right? On the wood fence?
Yeah.
Didn't you see some, Bill? We just used wood screws with the baling wire to it, and we literally walked up here in many different areas, and we just screwed the panel there and held it there. So we can even plot another one. So what we did in that particular case is I took black spray paint and I drew basically some boulder shapes and started formatting where you had one panel coming in, another panel coming in. So here's a joint. Now that joint could be a sliver, it could be a wider open. The key is we don't want a sheer face. We don't necessarily want boulders, do we? Well, yeah, you kind of do. You kind of want, you see, in fractured rock, in my opinion, and I'm no geologist, but I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that you have, rock is in the process of breaking up and becoming individual boulders. It's falling off the mountain. Weather, wind, water and wind, and I guess geologically earth movement makes that happen. So we're starting to see where, how do you say this? Like, I guess it's better for me to speak like this over here.
Hey, did you want to put your mic back on or no? Where's this top deal?
Oh, it's over on the table. Bring it on over here.
Okay, I was going to pause it.
The wall used to come up here, but this fractured off and fell down the mountain. This piece the same. Whatever was here, this used to be more than what it is now. In geology, if this was a real cliff, we would know that there used to be something here. We can tell. You know what I mean? It's gone. It fell off. It fractured. That's this type of rock. So as you look at trying to make that on a wall, I want almost, and this joint's kind of bad, but it's good in the same time. You see this fractured, and this piece fell off, and this piece is jagged out. This used to be a bigger mass, and it just keeps breaking off and eroding and, you know, getting like this. So as you make a wall, you need that pop out. You need that. It's not so much individual boulders like I taught you formerly, although in Scotter's case we kind of did that, and it doesn't look bad. But thinking now, I want to create, this is the opposite of this, wouldn't you agree? This is a horizontal, then it goes vertically. A horizontal cantilever, then it goes vertical, or descends down. It's the exact opposite. There's a good shake-up, is it not? You know what I mean? Just drop it straight down, you know? So this is the kind of stuff, this happening here. You've really only got two motions. You've got your seat or your step type of a fracture, and you've got your cantilever. That's looking at it from one position, and then the other position is like this. You've got your step out, your step front. This is more of a sheer thing. It's ledged here, but then it starts becoming nothing here to where it's almost like a flat. My point is this, is you're going to draw on your pool, your bank. Look at it this way. If you do a freestanding thing, if you're addressing a wall, walls are in pools. Someone was talking to me, I think you're saying, well, how do I do this on a pool? I'm doing it on a wall right now. When you stand on my deck tomorrow, I want you to pretend you're in a pool, because you got a wall right there. A pool's got walls just like my bank, and they're pretty much 5 foot, 6 foot, you know what I mean? You're dealing with the same thing. It's a vertical run. And what your job is to just start, what I do is I take that bubbler rock, and I just put it to the wall. And that's my first rock. I don't start with a master plan and draw everything precisely. On a class I drew rock shapes, and then guys started fitting it. And I think there's a disadvantage in that. Just start one area at a time and just start working and adding to it. What's really neat is when you hang your panels and you get it to where it's hung and you stand back, you can really start to gauge the plus or minus of that movement. Is it looking good in the hung stage before it's mudded? You can kind of get that feel. It starts, I mean, you saw that in the bubbler. Did you like what you saw in the bubbler before it was mudded? It kind of looks very similar to what it does now, only now it's finished in the formation sake. So all I'm getting at is don't sheet things like a plywood and just don't undulate. Undulate in and out, you know, both this way, and try and give yourself some life in there. Any questions on that? Does anybody not? I mean, I'm trying to get across to you how to without actually taking you to the job right now. I'm wanting you to think conceptually of, can you do this? Can you understand that? You're contemplating a couple of walls in your wine cellar there. Have you kind of taken this and said, well, I've got flat panels, how do I get to this?
Yeah.
You've kind of, you know what I mean? It's just small cuts and pieces, and just, you know what? Wire it together. You know, I am not opposed, and this may sound bullish towards me selling you product. Please believe me, I would never try and oversell you product. My heart is in ethics, because that's what keeps you coming back. That's what keeps our business name growing, is the ethics of our stance. So we're conservative for you. If anything, I want to show you or advise you, which will benefit you in cost savings, not expenditure for more money for me. Bottom line is, I am more apt to take apart something than just leave it. You know, if you start looking at something, starting to come together, and you get that one area, like I tried to point out here, from this vantage point, I don't like that S curve there. Right. Everywhere else, it looks fractured. I guess that's the point. We've got shear fracture, and now we've got a curve in amongst a shear fracture. Can that happen in nature? Of course it can. To me, it's bothering me. So something needs to be done. This is what I'm speaking to you. This is an individual rock, but I'm trying to impose that thought to a cliff face, well, a pool wall, a retaining wall, a wall in your wine cellar. They're either vertical, or you've got horizontal, or you've got angle, what do you call it, a decline or an incline. You know, pretty much then you got your cantilever overhead. That's still like a horizontal to me. But really, when you look at it, you've got to have that undulation. You've got to have that realism. And I just wanted to see if you guys kind of have an understanding of, how am I going to take that wall and make it look like that? Does everybody kind of understand that? Is there any questions regarding that? Because I'm trying to get that across. Even though we haven't gone out, I wanted to go to the site today. I do believe we ran a little bit late. We're going to go to the site tomorrow in the morning because it'll be cooler there. And the sun in the afternoon is probably not a good idea anyway. But we're going to see more of this there, and we'll be able to put some hands to it. So I'm wondering at this point if anybody has any questions pertaining, how am I going to get to that? Anybody know? Do you guys feel confident that you could do that? I've often suggested to